Ryan Holiday's 5-step discipline routine to sort out your life. Some people look disciplined every single day, and it has nothing to do with talent. Author Ryan Holiday studies people who stayed calm and did the work when nobody was watching. And his routine for 2026 comes down to 5 steps anyone can copy. The last step is the one most people skip, and it is the one that makes everything else stick. Holiday wrote, "The obstacle is the way and discipline is destiny," both built on ancient Stoic philosophy. Thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca treated discipline as a practice, not a personality trait. Nobody is born disciplined. It gets built through repetition, not inspiration. So what does that repetition actually look like? Step 1 is control the morning. The first hour of the day sets the tone for everything after it. Checking a phone first thing hands control of attention over to whoever sent the last notification. Holiday protects that first hour for something that actually serves him: reading, writing, or simple quiet before the noise starts. Marcus Aurelius wrote his own reminder to himself about this exact struggle, telling himself each morning that he would meet difficult people and a difficult day, and that the only real task was to get up and do the work of being human anyway. The habit is old. Only the notifications are new. Step 2 is do the hard thing first. Most people push the difficult task to the afternoon and fill the morning with easy wins that feel productive but barely matter. By the time the real work arrives, energy is gone and excuses are ready. Holiday's advice is blunt. Do the thing being avoided before anything else. Once it is done, the hardest decision of the day is already behind everyone. This is sometimes called eating the frog, a phrase borrowed from the idea that if the worst task of the day is a live frog, swallowing it first thing means nothing worse is coming later. Holiday's version is less about a trick and more about sequencing. Willpower is highest early and drains as the day goes on. So the task requiring the most of it belongs at the front, not squeezed in after everything easier already used up the reserve. Step 3 is separate feelings from actions. Nobody controls how they feel on a given morning. Everyone controls what they do, regardless of how they feel. Seneca wrote that people suffer more in imagination than in reality. Waiting to feel motivated before acting is a trap, since motivation swings daily and cannot be trusted. Discipline means acting the same way, whether the day feels great or feels terrible. Step 3 is separate feelings from actions. Nobody controls how they feel on a given morning. Everyone controls what they do, regardless of how they feel. Seneca wrote that people suffer more in imagination than in reality. Waiting to feel motivated before acting is a trap, since motivation swings daily and cannot be trusted. Discipline means acting the same way, whether the day feels great or feels terrible. Holiday points to this as the difference between professionals and amateurs in any field. An amateur waits for inspiration. A professional shows up on schedule regardless of mood, treating the work like a job with obligations rather than a hobby that only happens when it feels good. Step 4 is track the process, not the outcome. Results depend on variables nobody fully controls. A writer can produce excellent work and still get rejected. What anyone can control is whether they showed up and did the work today. Holiday keeps a simple record, even something as basic as a checklist, tracking effort rather than results. Consistent effort produces results eventually, but chasing results directly leads straight to burnout. Its step also protects against a specific kind of discouragement, the sense that nothing is working because an outcome has not yet arrived. A process log shows up every single day whether or not the outcome has, and that visible record of effort becomes its own kind of evidence that the work is actually happening. That brings up the real question. If the first 4 steps build the habit, what keeps it from quietly falling apart a month later? Step 5 is review at night, and this is the step almost everyone skips. Following the old Stoic practice of evening reflection, Holiday runs a short nightly check, Not a long journal session, just a few honest questions. What went well today? Where did the day fall short? What changes tomorrow? Skip this step, and the same mistakes repeat for months without anyone noticing the pattern at all. Seneca described doing something close to this himself, examining the day each night before sleep, asking what habit had been cured, what fault resisted, and where there was room to be better. The point was never guilt. It was information, collected daily. So the next day it could start slightly smarter than the one before it. That raises a bigger question though. If discipline gets built through 5 simple steps, why does it collapse so causally for most people the moment life gets hard? Holiday draws a sharp line between people who want to feel disciplined and people who actually build the habits that produce it. Wanting to feel disciplined often looks like buying a new planner or watching another motivational video. That is not discipline. It is preparation, and preparation quietly becomes a substitute for the real work if left unchecked. The 5 steps above skip preparation entirely and go straight to behavior. Because behavior, repeated daily, is the only thing that actually builds the trait people are chasing. There is also a trap hiding inside comparison. Public figures who appear endlessly disciplined online rarely show the missed days, the doubt, the slow rebuilding after setbacks. Judging personal progress against a curated version of someone else's. Routine sets an unfair standard and often causes people to quit exactly when consistency would have paid off. A routine built around obvious, boring, repeatable actions holds up better under real pressure than one built around big declarations that fade after the first difficult week. There is a deeper idea sitting underneath all 5 steps, something the Stoics called the dichotomy of control. Some things sit within a person's power, their actions, their effort, their response to a bad day. Some things do not, the weather, other people's opinions, whether a project succeeds once the work is already done. Most stress and most failed discipline comes from spending energy on the second category instead of the first. Put the effort into what is actually controllable, and the anxiety tied to outcomes tends to fade. Because the work already got done, regardless of how it turns out. It is worth being honest about what happens when a day gets missed, because it will. Holiday's own writing on the subject treats a single missed morning as data, not failure. The nightly review from Step 5 is exactly where that gets handled. A missed day gets noted, the reason gets identified, and the next morning proceeds as scheduled. Treating one missed rep as proof the whole system failed is the fastest way to actually make it fail, since it turns a minor stumble into an excuse to abandon the routine altogether. Holiday built much of his own writing career on exactly this idea, treating discipline as a job instead of a mood. The people who look effortlessly disciplined were never given more willpower than everyone else. They built a structure boring enough to survive bad days, because bad days are guaranteed for absolutely everyone. There is a reason this approach holds up specifically in 2026, a year already shaped by distraction, economic uncertainty, and constant digital noise competing for attention. A discipline routine built around obvious, boring, repeatable actions tends to survive those conditions better than one built around big, motivating declarations that fade after the first difficult week. None of this promises a shortcut. Nobody finds their passion and watches the rest fall into place. What actually works is a structure dull enough to survive the days that feel pointless, because those days are the ones that decide everything. Control the first hour. Do the hard task first. Separate feelings from actions. Track effort instead of results. Review honestly at night. 5 steps, no talent required, just repetition. And repetition is something anyone can choose starting today. Try all 5 steps for the next 30 days and drop a comment on which one felt hardest. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this and pass this along to someone who needs the 5th step the most.